Cruise lines push the limits of what can be done at sea with each new ship. Every time a cruise line makes a new ship, it gives its customers something a little different. But Norwegian Prima, the newest ship in the Norwegian Cruise Line's fleet, and the first of a brand new class called Prima, isn't just a little bit different from other ships. Instead, it's different from any other cruise ships we've been on. So, what's so different about it? Let's find out. However, before we begin our video, we would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel and also press the bell icon. Let's get started. First impressions, exterior of Norwegian Prima. Aside from the art on hulls, which is the same across the fleet, Prima looks different from the rest of the Norwegian fleet. When you first see the ship, you will notice that it doesn't look like any other ship in the Norwegian's fleet. With this new Prima class, the cruise line didn't just change the design of the older ships. Instead, it seems to have started over. In fact, if you didn't see the famous painting on the hull, which is the same on every ship in the fleet, you wouldn't know the ship was from Norwegian Cruise Line. There are some big changes to the outside of the ship, like a vertical bow and a back half that curves in the both sides. This gives the lower decks, which are closer to the water, more deck space. Also, NCL has made another bold move that's nearly unseen in cruising today. Most cruise lines keep building ships that are bigger and bigger, but the Norwegian Prima and the rest of its class are smaller than ships that came before. Norwegian Encore was the last new ship built before Prima. It has a gross tonnage of 169,000 and could hold nearly 4,000 people at double occupancy. Prima, on the other hand, is 143,500 gross tons and can carry 3,100 people. First impressions, interior. The interior spaces on Prima, like the Penrose Atrium, are very nice and have a high level of luxury. Also, the whole ship is made to feel more boutique by having fewer wide open spaces and more cozy, close-knit ones. As soon as you step on Prima for the first time, you can see that a new class of the ship doesn't change the size or shape of the hull. We've been on dozens of ships, including those from all the major cruise lines and several NCL ships in different classes. Prima is like nothing else we have seen. The first thing you will notice when you step on board is how stylish the design choices are. The colors are modern and soothing. There are different textures everywhere that make the ship feel high-end, and there aren't many straight lines anywhere. It's not too much of a stretch to say that NCL has made a high-end hotel instead of a cruise ship. It looks just like the nicest hotels on land, and to be honest, it looks better and is more stylish than any cruise ships we've been on. As just one example, think about seating outside. On most ships, there are rows and rows of blue deck chairs that you can use to sit outside. On Prima, that's not the case. There are plenty of deck loungers, but you can also find daybeds, swinging chairs, tables with chairs, and outdoor sofas. So you can do whatever you want to do to unwind. What's around the ship? We've talked about a lot of different parts of the ship, but let's get into the big picture of what you can expect. Upstairs in the atrium, there are big windows that go from floor to ceiling so you can see the wave. Penrose Atrium. The atrium on the Norwegian Prima is a little different from those on the other ships. When you go from deck 6 to 8, it's not as open as you might be used to. Instead, it's much cozier and has many places to sit and have a drink and private conversation. If you go up to deck 7 near Starbucks, you can see the water from floor to ceiling windows and a glass ceiling. You can also find guest services, shore excursions, shopping, and more in this area. The casino is probably the most open area on the ship, so there's a lot of room between the different places to play. Casino. Deck 6 is where the casino is, and it's the most spread out casino we've ever seen on a ship. There are slot machines, tables, and coin pusher machines, and there's also a VIP area for people who bet a lot of money. Dining. NCL puts a lot of importance on food, and Prima has a new place called Indulged Food Hall. This is a casual place to eat where food comes from about a dozen different places. It has salads, seafood, BBQ, Indian food, sweets, and much more. There is something for everyone, no matter what they like. Sit down, use the tablet on your table to order food, and it will come to you. La Teresa, Ocean Boulevard. We said that the black half of the Prima is cut into the ship's hull. This gives Deck 8 a big area where people can go outside and be much closer to the water than on the other ships. Here's the Ocean Walk, which takes you over a glass walkway with a view of the water below. The concourse is a sculpture garden that's open to the public. Ocean Boulevard is another one. This area is like a second pool deck. On both sides of the ship, it's wide and has a lot of places to sit. There's also Infinity Beach, which has daybeds on islands in the water, and 2 infinity pools with views of the water. Pool deck. If you go up to deck 17, you will find the pool deck. However, it looks very different from what you might be used to. In short, it's not what you would expect if you were hoping for a big open pool deck. It might even be the smallest one we have ever seen on a big ship. The pool is about the same size as those on the other ships, but the chairs around it are much smaller. There are also hot tubs with a view of the ocean and a bar by the pool. Kids area. Near the pool deck is the kids water park, which has a few places for parents to relax while their kids play in the water. There's a large sun deck on the other side of the wall for people who want to get some sun but don't need to be at the pool. Also, there is the wave water slide, which is a raft slide that takes you out over the edge of the ship for thrill seekers. Mandara Spa. On NCL ships, the spa has always been a big deal, and Prima is no different. You can get just about any treatment you can think of, but if it were up to us, the best reason to come here would be just relax for a day. The spa has an ice room, sauna, salt room, thermal relaxation beds with beautiful windows, waves, and more. But the main attraction is the 2-story waterfall next to the pools, where you can dive in. The ship also has a gym, which has one of the best views from anywhere on board. Cabins. Where do you stay when you are not at home? Like the rest of the ship, the cabins have a lot of modern style and are decorated in soothing neutral colors. In fact, we would say that they are very simple. One thing we liked about the cabin we saw, the walk-in shower isn't shaped like a round shower like most are. Instead, it's a rectangle with a glass door. It looks like it has a lot more space than a normal shower in a cabin. Final thoughts on Norwegian Prima. Why Beach Club on Prima is for people who want to hang out in a more private place. Passes can be bought for an extra fee. If you like NCL's newer ships, like Encore, you can get a sense of how the ship's design and atmosphere have been made more upscale. Prima goes even further than that. This ship isn't made for people who want to take a cruise for $50 per day. It's a high-end ship that puts a lot more emphasis on comfort, and we think the price is fair compared to what you would pay for a similar level resort on land, even though it's usually higher than what you will find on other mass-market cruise lines. So, that's it for today. Was this video helpful? Share your waves in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, press the bell icon for all the latest updates. Thanks for watching.